I'm gonna take a moment to speak on her mother. Absolutely amazing that she is taken on such a tall order of, bringing about and bringing into this world beautiful and incredible young, intelligent women, black women, might I add. And so, again, this person I'm going to introduce is a Ohio State alum, probably one of the most intelligent, not just sisters, but people I know. So without further ado, Jade Castile, folks.
Okay, so I promise I won't take up too much of your time. Like Blake said, I grew up in this community. I actually went to school in Norwalk, but I grew up in Norwalk and Sandusky. Now, I don't know how many of you know me or know me well if you do, but if you do know me, you know I am and always have been a non-assimilationist, stick it to the man, and burn down the status quo type of girl. See, I've innately taken issue with certain institutions within the society in which we operate. And I think that's a nice transition to my story. And Blake actually helped segue it by bringing up my mom, because this story has to do with my mom. So one time, I think I had to be maybe 12 years old. I had an incident with a teacher, and let's just say we did not see eye to eye. I felt like I was being treated like some bad kid because I disagreed with him, respectfully, at first. I was so upset when I went home. I was all fired up, mad, crying, venting to my mom. She calms me down. She says, "Baby, everything you're saying is valid, but even though that's so, we still have to execute in a certain way. You're a woman of color, and you have to not only work harder, but smarter. By getting upset and mad, you're giving them exactly what they expect, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you want to beat the system, you have to be the system. Educate yourself and take your voice." From that day forward, I knew what I had to do: infiltrate. I wasn't going to wait for someone else to make the change. I knew my purpose was advocacy and activism, fighting for those who are typically disenfranchised or who are left unheard. And that vision led me to goals for law school and a bachelor's degree in political science from The Ohio State University, with the ultimate goal of becoming a lawmaker. See, I now realize we have the power in numbers. We can no longer say the police are killing our sons, brothers, sisters, and cousins if our seeds are the police. We ourselves need to take hold of the position that govern us in our communities. But what is more important? We need to raise our children to be the next police force, to be the next prosecutors, to be the next judges, to be the next congresspeople, and of course, to be the next ultra-wealthy CEOs. We need to infiltrate the system. To change the system, we have to be the system. Change F the police to we are law and will not waver. Change the narrative from our congresspeople don't listen to us to our congresspeople, our brothers and allies. It's not going to happen overnight, and maybe some of us won't see it in our lifetime, but our children will, and their children will. We can and will continue to march and protest. We can always discuss our grievances. Forever, we can try to get people to understand our perspective, their perspectives. But after hundreds of years of still falling on some deaf ears, after witnessing murders we see with our own eyes still being disputed and in some cases justified, I feel it's obvious. It's time to implement some additional strategy and be vigilant in our pursuits. There are more have-nots than there are haves, and that's a fact. We can no longer sit around and wait for change. We have to take it. But before our sons and our daughters are of age to hold these positions in high places, we can start by voting for people who are in line with our values, not just voting for the popular candidate, but taking the time to learn and vote based on that. Even a short paragraph detailing the ideologies and belief systems of the people running for office will suffice. Together in numbers, we can change things peacefully. or not so peacefully if we must, because change is coming regardless. After all, a bunch of men decided to throw a bunch of tea off of a ship in what some might call a destructive riot, and now there's America not discovered but as we know it. And all jokes aside, we can do this, and I don't care what anybody says. I believe our future is bright. That being said, thank you for your time, thank you for being here, and thank you for inspiring me.
Okay, Jade.